I'm cracking myself up. We're going to do nuclear archaeology today. We're going to study the history, the in-depth details of the very foundations of nuclear energy today. Well, first, we had the Manhattan Project, where the government spent the equivalent of trillions of dollars to invent massive nuclear weapons, and the government invented commercial nuclear reactors, and people got rich, and they liked that. So, a little more recent history. President Obama's in office. Democrats and Republicans are playing their Democratic-Republican games. Obama's droning the shit out of the Middle East. News doesn't care much. We don't know what the rules are, but wedding parties are fair game. So underneath that, Congress gives $1 trillion bill. They printed $1 trillion out of nowhere. Thin air. To make tactical nuclear weapons. Now, I don't know what a good spend of $1 trillion is. Odd coincidence there. The cost of the Fukushima cleanup alone, by itself, is around that figure. That's nuclear history. The Department of Defense created what we know is the high purity minerals industry today because they needed it. This was partnerships with a company called Dow Chemical that disappeared, that died. We thought was dead and killed because it dead and killed part of India with Bhopal. Oh, that was Union Carbide. What's the difference? So the minerals and mining industry was grandfathered into doing things. Mining these precious minerals that you get a teaspoonful out of 100 tons of materials. And you don't have to think much about where it goes or what it's, because it's for the bigger good, right? So where's the moral outrage? Where is the concern over the babies and the future and the children that might sit at the table next to you? $1 trillion investment in tactical nuclear weapons. Imagine if we put $1 trillion investment into good education, not Betsy DeVos education, into a good education. Imagine we spent that money creating that good education, the good surroundings and environment for it. But no, we're scared. As I pointed out in the other video, it's pathetically, it's sadly comical to watch people be afraid of a state. Can you imagine being afraid of a state? When was the last time a state attacked? They can't, the only way you move them is if you change the rules somewhere, right? Peace out. Love and hope. And goddamn, raise your voice. We need some legitimate politics going on, and it ain't happening. There's this thing called churn, very useful tool. Every bit of churn in Wall Street creates profits. Every bit of churn in religiosity creates gifts and tithings. This media nonsense, this instant circle jerk. Oh my God, look what happened. Without a perspective. $1 trillion for tactical nuclear weapons to make them available to a man, an individual like Donald Trump, like Mitch McConnell, like Mike Pence. Can you imagine the reason? McCain lost because of Palin. What? Can you imagine Palin with the launch codes? It's funny, but it's not.